Now the second theorem, which is principle of perpendicular axis. Now in this second theorem, again there we write the same question, state and explain the theorem of principle of perpendicular axis. Again statement from this mathematical statement, we can prepare theoretical one. Here x-axis and y-axis, they are in the plane, means like this, x-axis and y-axis, and z is perpendicular to the plane. So these three axes are concurrent axes. So from that we can write the moment of inertia of a laminar body, which it is in the form of plane lamina, of a laminar body is equal to the sum of moment of inertia of the plane lamina about two mutually perpendicular axes in the plane of a body, and all the three axes are concurrent at a point. The mi of a laminar body about an axis perpendicular to plane is equal to the sum of mi of a laminar body about two mutually perpendicular axes in the plane, such that the three axes are concurrent at a point. In this way we can see that statement. Now for the proof of this, here is a point P at which there is a particle of mass dm. Total mass of body is m. Here is one of the particle whose mass is dm. Now from this point there we draw the perpendicular pm and pn on x and y axis. So this distance is y and this distance is x. So there we write, draw these lines. This line is parallel to this and this line is parallel to this. So in this way, that is the geometrical figure. Now the moment of inertia of a body about x-axis, means about this axis, the distance is y, mass is dm, so it is product of mass and square of distance, so it is y square into dm. For total body, then we take the integration, so ix is equal to integration of y square dm. Similarly, about y-axis, the distance of point is x, so it is x square dm. So about y-axis, it is integration of x square dm. Now add these two equations, we get ix plus iy, because integration with respect to dm is same, so we can take x square plus y square into dm. Similarly, moment of inertia of a body about z-axis, about the z-axis, this distance is op, that op square into dm, so you can write op square dm. Now from this triangle, it is right angle triangle, right angle is here, so that op square is equal to x square plus y square. So here we can write x square plus y square, x square plus y square is here. So from these equations we can write Iz is equal to Ix plus Iy. Now the angular momentum. You know, linear momentum is denoted by P. It is the product of mass and velocity. This is vector quantity, so we can represent by vector. But angular momentum is a quantity in rotational mechanics, which is analogous to the linear momentum. It is a moment of linear momentum, that is called as angular momentum, and it is given by vector L is equal to vector R cross P, where R is position vector and P is linear momentum. If theta is the angle between these two, then cross product of two vectors, it is P into R sin theta, where theta is the angle between vector P and vector R. Now SI unit of L, it is kg meter square plus per second. If that theta is equal to 90 degree, then L is equal to P into R, but P is equal to mass into velocity into R. Unit of mass is kg, unit of velocity is meter per second, unit of R is meter, so it is kg meter square per second. In this way we can see the second theorem.